all I do is click on New. Yet again, you don't have to give people access to this, but I'm just showing you that the system is compatible. So you may only want to give this to maybe project managers or site supervisors, but you can give out this to any of your employees with login. So this then pulls up your supplier list, very similar to the desktop, and all you do is you can select your supplier. You can then put a delivery date if you want it delivered the next day, and then you've got your product code. So this will link into the product list in Sage. So yet again, what I may do is I may just want to type out a text box, type in what materials I've ordered, and I can allocate that to either a maintenance job or to a contract. So I'm just going to allocate it to this top one, but I can search on any name or job number. So even though I've just picked the top one, you can search on those. Tenders is now part of the budgets. So this is replacing the cost codes that are on the desktop system. Works in a similar way, but you can allocate a budget to these as well. Quantity and price. And that could just be a total. What I can then also do is I can also take a photo. So I can use the attachments. I can use the camera on the phone, and I will just take a picture of, there we go, of my office. Click OK, and that will add an attachment. So if they're at a trade counter and they've ordered 20 or 30 items, they can take a picture of the receipt that they've been given. Click on the little save icon down on the bottom right, and that allocates the next purchase order number. So that when we go into our orders, and what we've done here is we've now grouped all the orders, so whether it's suppliers, subcontractors or plant, it all can appear, or it can appear in all, it can appear on this list. And this is the purchase order 101. So we've got that purchase order on the system. And basically, if I was just using the cloud version, all I do is click on New to create a new purchase order. I've got my supplier and all the details in here. If you're creating these from the office, you can put in a reference. That may be who's requested it. And then the order reference could be the supplier's order number to you. And then in the items, you've got that breakdown on there as well. And then all you do is you click on add, and you can add as many rows as you need. You can also upload any attachments as well. So this was the one that we've taken from the photo, and I can simply download that. And in this case, it will just download it as a JPEG, and basically I can review that as a purchase order. So I can then just, once I've taken, I can have a look at the receipt that he's been given just to check that everything adds up. So that's the purchase orders. If you're using it from the cloud system, you can email it directly to the supplier as well. Yet again, you can just print off any purchase orders, and they're very standard compared to the desktop ones, but we find that the new system's just easier to use. So you can add your logo, change font formatting, things like that. Now, one of the other benefits that we've made on the cloud version is that you don't necessarily have to use the GRN process, the goods received note. With the cloud system, you can now skip that and go straight to invoicing. So sometimes just operationally, it's made it a bit easier. So all you do, click on that purchase order and click on invoice. Reference and X-reference tie into Sage. So reference will be the supplier's invoice number. X-reference, we've automatically put the PO number, but you can overtype that, and then date of the invoice. Click continue, and then in this instance, what's going to happen is I'm going to have an alert set up saying that because I've entered that supplier's invoice number in the reference, that invoice number already appears in Sage. So it's just a safety check to make sure that you haven't put the invoice on twice. And then as you do on the desktop, you've got the reference, X-reference, departments, nominal codes. If these need to change, account still has the ability to have the final say. So the quantity, in this case, I could do a part invoice. I'm going to be a bit lazy here and just click on invoice all. So I've got my £200. But yet again, if I need to change that to say knock off a penny for any invoice or any VAT, I can do that as well. But I'm just going to pay it all off and just click on save. And that's then your invoice both in Construction Manager and in Sage Accounts.